Kenny Parker and Jason Boyette. Brought to you by First Bank and Kincaid Service Company. Let's get ready to talk some sports. Here are your hosts, David, Bill, Kenny, and Jason.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Bedford County Sports Live. I'm Bill Anderson, Jason Boyette, Kenny Parker, and the ratings are going up today. The infamous Judd Dryden is here today. I'll be a pretty good show
Toned
today.
it down a little bit, though.
Hey, we match.
I know. I see that.
I got a new hat today from Coach Kenny Parker. Coach, I appreciate that.
No, you're more than welcome.
If I had Judd's shirt, I'd match.
Yeah.
Great. I'll see.
I don't know. You might be a little soft.
So, man, this stuff just showed up on my desk. Well, we don't have a desk right now. I've got a round
Right.
table that
There
I've
you go.
kind of stolen from somebody.
Let's thank our sponsors. First Bank, longtime sponsor of Shelbyville now, and this show couldn't do it without you guys.
Exactly.
We also want to give a thank to
Kincaid
Service
Company
where services are middle name. Check them out.
and mattresses out the game.
That's right.
That's very
Sleep
good.
well.
That's outstanding.
Look at you
Let's hear from our
coming in
sponsors.
there.
We'll be right back. We're going to talk a little Shelbyville Central High School football, a little community, and a little bit of Cascade.
Kincaid Service Company is a locally owned family business that has proudly served the Middle Tennessee area since 1934. We have a wide selection of furniture, appliances, electronics, and mattresses for every budget and design taste. We carry the brands that you know and trust, so you're sure to find exactly what you're looking for. Need financing? We have you covered. With our service department, you can rest assured that we will take care of you after the purchase. Visit our Shelbyville store at 400 Madison Street today.
So
We're back, and it's time for football, as Bill Lewis would say, with a real football
With
on
a-
a football field.
On a football field.
Boy, didn't it feel good to have football back, guys.
it did. And
What did it
Lord-
feel like putting the pads on for the
forget
first
about
day?
that. Lord bless us with some outstanding weather last
Look,
night. We were
That he did.
I mean, it was almost cold on that field at Columbia.
That's
so
exactly.
breeze coming through and all that, so it was nice. But
Well, tell us about the scrimmage. That was your first time to see the guys in
It
live
was.
competition.
we scrimmaged Columbia Central in the spring, and we did that intentionally. Coach Goff and I, their head coach, had talked about how give us a good look. Okay, how are we finishing up in the spring? How do we look coming into kind of a good like on like kind of deal? And we competed well. We're inexperienced in areas now. I mean, you graduate 18, 20 guys that
Exactly.
all that almost all of them played a lot since their
Mhm.
freshman, sophomore years. There's going to be some inexperience that comes into play in that point, and especially in the offensive line this year. But we got some guys that have stepped up, and when it was true ones versus ones, we were incredibly competitive and played well. Still mistakes, you're an experienced mistakes, but just the product on the field and its potential was there, no doubt about it. And so both series where we were ones versus ones looked really good. Then we started rotating guys and got a lot of guys on film to evaluate, which was the next important piece to us to see
Now,
what that improvement was. And
When
then
you
the
rotated
next.
them, did you rotate them as a whole sub?
No,
or
we
just-
started because we wanted to see how the plug and play would
There you
look
go.
and how they would
Good.
interact and things like that. So our backfield would change, our
Mhm.
the quarterback changed.
Gotcha.
We certain wide receivers would rotate in, and then
Uh-huh.
the only one we didn't have a lot of rotation on, just one in particular, was in the offensive line itself. But we rotated three wise. We defensively, we had a lot of guys in the front in what we call our middle, since we're a 3-4. Those three down guys and our two inside backers. We rotate a ton of guys in there to get them
Good.
in game type situations, get film, and same thing across the board. We just got to get them on film, and that way we can teach them in a good live competitive full speed situation. So it was a good night for us, and all the guys right now. I checked huddle this morning. film's up, and all of our coaches are already, their time on is already increasing this morning, so we'll be ready for
No injuries.
Health
that you know
wise
of.
coming out of it.
Health wise, just a few dings here and there, but nothing.
That's to be
trainer.
expected,
Hey,
especially
we
with no more
you want to talk
contact.
about a blessing? The trainer that the county allowed us to hire, outstanding.
Great.
I
Good.
mean, she
Great.
came highly recommended. She worked with a young man. I say young. He's got to be 40 now, I guess.
40's young, yeah.
Yeah, for
40
us.
young,
For
yeah.
us.
Younger,
For us.
younger
Just
than
saying,
I
I
am.
coached-
I
my
wish I was
problem
40,
is I
yeah.
coached him. That's the
There you
that's
go.
the issue that we're getting into.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
So anyway, she worked with him when he was a good pastor. She knows a trainer that I worked with back home, Stone Memorial in Crossville. She went to school with him. She came highly recommended, and we got her in and got her on board. And she's actually a graduate of community. I couldn't tell you which year she was at. I think the maiden name's Beasley, maybe.
Okay.
So anyway,
A lot of bases up there. Yeah.
She's been phenomenal for us. So last night she was right there doing the thing. So injury wise, we got a couple of guys they seem to be just dinged up a little bit. We're still waiting on Adonis Flurry to get back to us. He had in a 7-on-7, he had tweaked the knee, so we're waiting on him to get back. He's back in return to play right now. So we're hoping to get everybody back and ready for Page, if not for Siegel, for that jamboree. So
All right, we got Stephen Bobo coming back. We all know about him. Great player.
Yep.
Mr. Bailey.
Robert
The Bailey
looked good
Bus.
last night. Yep, Robert looked good last night.
Talk to me about some other guys we've got maybe running the football behind him, like Torian. We've got some new guys.
I should have brought my roster because I'm gonna forget somebody. There's a lot of faces and names that have come on the radar now.
That's a good thing.
It is, and it's through their, again, it's our, it's culture, right?
Right.
We talked a lot. You and I have talked a lot about
Oh,
that,
yeah.
Bill. It's they show up and they work. They don't try to get out of it. They don't hide. They don't, and everything we do has purpose, and the purpose is explained. So, okay, we'll start with the offensive line. Of course, you got Tanner Turntine coming back. He's moved to right tackle.
He's getting better, isn't he?
Yeah, oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
He's put on a good, clean 10 pounds as well, and looks really good on both sides of the ball. You've got Blake Lay at left tackle. He's same situation. He's looked good in recruiting camps this year, and he's going to start seeing some guys taking interest in him. So you've got those two bookending as returning starters, even though Tanner's at the tackle spot instead of guard. Landon Coffey has really come on at center. He's still developing, but he's taken over a position that had a 3-year starter in it, and so that's huge. So then you've got Pierce Smith, younger brother. Caleb just graduated from us. Pierce is a sophomore. He's starting left guard. He looked good last night. This is prior to evaluations on film. So, and then at right guard, we had a sophomore, RJ was there, and then Jaden Allen. So both of them kind of rotating at times, getting good work there. So we're excited up front. Jackson Thiem is out from a summer injury still. We're hoping to get him back tight end at the wide position. But Ellington Scott and John Stanton played well, and Reed Dickens played really well last night. So there's depth there as well. So that kind of takes care of your front. In the backfield, Torian looked really good last night. He's got some acceleration. We have LaRon Brown coming in from Murfreesboro, transfer coming in as a 9th grader. He looked solid last night. Still trying to pick things up, but the athleticism is there. Then you've got Son Rucker at the number 2 quarterback spot. He looked good. He's the one. He actually threw our final touchdown to Jack Condit, who came back to us. I'll get to that in a second.
And he can play anywhere, can't he?
Yeah.
I mean, he's just one of those guys.
He's not an offensive
yeah.
lineman.
He can play.
He's not an offensive lineman like his brother was.
So Sion, I'll come back to Jack in a second. Sion playing corner looked really good out there, and then at quarterback, obviously freshman mistakes in the system, but ran the ball well, made some good decisions, got coached up on some bad decisions, and at the end of the game threw a beautiful back pylon fade to Jack, and it was like picture perfect.
Yeah.
He can play receiver too, can't he?
He
In
can.
other places.
He'll play. Yeah, he'll. When Steven's in the game at quarterback, he'll play a lot in the slot and outside, depending on how things are going out there. So that rounds out the offense. not quite the offense. At wide receiver, Jay had some good, outstanding plays last night. Just some good routes, good decisions on route running. I mean, it was.
The last time I saw him, he'd gotten really
he's gotten
big
a lot
strong.
bigger. Yeah, he's definitely looks more like your prototypical Rush.
Like a grown man. I saw him.
He does. Him and Chandler Jones both.
Yeah.
Chandler looked good. Jack Condit coming back to us from basketball. He has really come on, and he's just coachable, works, leader. I mean, everything about
Good
that
hands.
young man. Yeah, everything about that young man. You know, the intangibles. You know, the way he goes about business.
Mm-hmm.
Outstanding. I mean, such a huge impact immediately on everything we do. And so I'm sure John Streeter looked pretty solid last night at the slot receiver, and I'm sure I'm missing somebody, but
Jordan Xavier.
he was on side. He was sidelined last night, so we didn't get a chance to get him on film.
He's going to help us.
So he will. I mean, that's just pure athleticism right there, and
speed.
He's worked, and he's been working hard. So that's offensively, I think that's it.
Running the football.
A lot of names.
And defense is what you hold.
So,
that's the calling card is defense.
I was told, I won't tell you who, I was told that with the way our D-line played last night with the pass rush that you'd be really happy. So you can probably guess who that was.
I love a pass rush. Yeah, I can imagine who that was as well.
So,
I love run stop.
The big thing about that, though, is we found a freshman that's going to look really, really good down there. And then also the transfer coming in from Oakland Middle, coming into us from 9th grade, he's going to look really good down there as well. But we rotated, I think Malik rotated 8 guys, maybe 9 in varsity play that all have a chance. And so that really opens things up there. Inside linebacker, we're still waiting for Jackson Tim to come back.
He's going to be a baller.
He is. He'll come back to the mic. Ellington Scott solidified his spot.
Always got a smile on his face.
And so that will allow us to use Robert however we want. We can use him inside, outside. We can do pretty much whatever we want with him defensively at that point. And so outside linebacker Chandler Jones picked right up where he left off last year, and just steady improvement over the offseason as well. Jay at the weak outside linebacker, he had multiple tackles for loss, sacks, all that. So, and then in the secondary, got a lot of guys to replace back there, and several stepped up. And so we're looking at that. Sion Rucker at one corner, Jack Condit, John Streeter over there on the other side. There's kind of we're just trying to find the right fit and how things are going to go. The great thing about last night, though, was the mistakes that were made. Our guys not only allowed themselves to be coached up, but they actually, you could see and witness the application of the coaching in real time.
Going into
that is huge in an inexperienced football team.
Going into the scrimmage last night, it's hard to it's people don't. You look for you're glad to see mistakes.
Absolutely.
You want to see mistakes.
Yes.
You don't want it to be great.
Absolutely. And but the other piece of that doesn't get spoken of is how well the coaching and the correction is applied in the moment. Usually we have to see correction occur. Okay, here's the film. Monday we go through film and then we go re-drill it. And then I'll take a great example of Sion Rucker. He gives up, he's in good phase and gives up a 50-50 fade ball to give up the first touchdown. So Trey gets him off. They work through how to finish that play. So what does Columbia Central do? That's third and long, and it's in the last competitive series. What do they want to do on 3rd and long? They want to go right back at the freshman over the top with the same kid, same play, and completely changes the dynamic of the play. Incomplete. So so you could see it in real time. That is special.
Right. Yep.
And so as long as our young men can maintain that mindset of I want to be better, not just next time, I want to be better right now in this moment, that's huge for us.
And then
we'll be fine.
I agree. When you come into this week's scrimmage, you're going to want to see that we corrected those mistakes, and then there's going to be others, and we want to see how we
Right. And that's going to happen. We go from Columbia Central, now we travel to Page. And so completely different systems on both sides of the ball, but more importantly, they play different. So we're seeing the next iteration of, okay, here's the next set of mistakes that we're going to make. We tell them all the time, you're going to make mistakes. We expect you to, but they need to be with effort at full speed so we can correct them with effort at full speed. And so that's kind of where we're at and how we've gone. So we're excited.
Jason Boyett and I both talk about this a lot, about how great Robert Bailey's a running back. This year, though, if you got a little more depth of handing the ball, we may get to see him on defense more, and he might be just as good as better on defense as he is as a running back.
I'm going to be incredibly disappointed if he's not at least 45 to 50% snaps at a minimum on defense.
Can't wait to see
Because
that.
college, are they looking at him more as a running back or linebacker?
Yeah. So he's verbally committed to Austin Peay right now, and he's excited about that. I'm going to tell you right now, Austin Peay's staff is phenomenal. There's not many schools around that are looking at him or our other guys that are not good staffs, but they have they're doing something that's pretty cool up there, and so he was all in on that. So it's just one of those situations where we know where he's at, but what's different about Robert is that he wants to see everybody succeed.
Right.
That's your leader. That's special. And it goes back to, Lord help me for invoking an Alabama coach. But
roll Tide.
No.
I agree, Coach. No.
So anyway, Nick Saban. Say what you want. I'm a UT fan through and through. I made no secret about that, right? And I hope Alabama loses every game. I don't care who they play. But Nick Saban is, without a doubt, in the modern era, the best college football coach
ever.
That's
don't
out
disagree.
there right now.
Ever.
And maybe even ever.
I agree. I say ever.
I say, but for sure in the modern era, right? And something he's always said is when your most talented guy is your highest character guy and turns into your best leader, when you have a team full of those.
And your hardest worker.
Yep. And that's what you want. And that's what Robert has become. And he has built himself into that. He always had the talent. He has built himself into that kind of leader. And it's what's needed. What's pretty cool to watch is that other guys are moving in that same direction. The most talented guys are the guys that show up first in the weight room. The guys that show up first. And
like you say, it's going to rub off.
It is.
It's going to rub off.
Yes, we're younger this year than we have been in the last since our first year I took over, but we're as or more talented than ever, and all those guys have a mindset that they want to be better, and so we're excited.
We know that young talent's good because your junior, sophomore, and freshman teams all won.
Yeah,
the big trophy at Harris Middle School.
They did,
and
well, with William and Austin Peay and Robert there, I may have to incorporate a little bit more red into my wardrobe. I don't have a lot of red.
Correct.
And
give me some red shirts now.
Instead of saying, you'll start saying, "Let's go Peay."
That's right. Let's go,
Coach. While we're let's quote a big orange coach, Johnny Majors, for a minute.
Hey, I'm okay.
All right, let's talk about the kicking game and special teams. How are we looking in the kicking game this year? Because that's one thing Coach Majors talked about was the kicking game.
I wish off camera I would have told you not to ask that. Right now, both kickers are hurt.
Oh no!
Yeah, of course Jackson's coming back from a broken wrist, and then
he can still kick with that though, as long as he's a punter.
He's got to be cleared.
Right,
he's not cleared yet. And then Jonathan Betzelberger is dealing with a low back issue that he's been carrying since basketball this past winter. So carried it through through soccer, and it just kept aggravating. And so that we're hoping they've got it diagnosed now. It was kind of I won't go into what it is, but it went undiagnosed for the most part, and they finally know what's going on. There's a plan now, and it's exciting. Both parents are excited. He's excited that now, okay, we got a plan. We're going to be able to come back, and we're hoping soon. Soon being days, not weeks. Good. And so as soon as that happens, I'll be able to give you a better answer to that. But until then, I don't know. So that's kind of where
Have
we're
you
at.
gone to
Hey,
the, have you,
honest.
I wanna be
Open
transparent.
trials.
have you gone to the
Yeah.
soccer team and looked around and say, this kid can kick a soccer ball, we'll
hey,
try you.
I talk to Chris Fritz every day. I'm
You got anybody kick?
I'm starting to go. I think I may go talk to Casey Curry too. I'm like, hey, do you let out anybody? I mean,
Yeah.
What about kick coverage?
well, so we're athletic, so that'll take care of itself. As far as kick return, or sorry, as kickoff and pump block, all that stuff, we'll be fine. We'll be structured on that, and we're moving. We've almost set up our special teams as though they're an offense or defense. I mean, there are position coaches in there that are responsible for specific things, so we can really dig down and be good. We don't ever want to be incredibly complicated, but we want to be good at what we do.
So
that
special teams is sound, everything but the foot contacting the ball.
Yes, you're correct.
Everything but the
So
foot
we're-
contacting the ball, we're good.
Well, the return game's huge because that can flip a game.
Yes.
You get a big
So,
punt, a kickoff. I mean, the whole game changes on
Now
one
that
play.
looks fine. It doesn't involve anything that involves returning a kick, catching a kick, and returning it. We're okay. I mean, we're fine right now.
Who's your
It's-
And we might be calling you. I see you wearing that color. We might be calling you Dan Campbell and going for it on fourth down quite a bit.
Not opposed to that. I mean, let's be honest. I'm that's not been a secret for us for a while now to go for it on fourth. Which is returners. Right now, we're looking at Son Rucker has a really good chance. We got another basketball player came to us, Lad Sparrow. He'll be a senior on the basketball court.
Heard some good stuff about him from some folks.
Crazy athletic.
That's what I heard.
Passes the eye test too.
And he never played football before?
Never. But he's a heck of an athlete. For him, it's like, hey, you're the point
You
guard.
kind of got a gift with a couple of seniors that come in the door.
But that's what happens when your basketball coach enjoys football.
Allows that.
Yeah, that's
That's
exactly
what happens
right.
when your baseball coach allows that. It's what happens when your soccer coach. They don't speak
Gotta
ill.
work together.
They can't disallow it necessarily, but
They
there's
frown
that.
at
It's
them a
the
little bit.
way
But you
they
got some
frame
football
it.
guys that are going to play for Coach
Yes,
Young this fall. I mean, I
absolutely.
love the way
So,
you guys work that out. I think it's awesome.
It's great for us right now across the athletic department when it comes to the athletes. I mean, at the end of the day, we only have so many. And so, especially so many that can play a combination of football, basketball, baseball. It's exciting. But so Lad looks like he's got a chance, and then of course we've got some other guys that could get back there and do it as well. One of the top returners in Middle Tennessee will never return a ball. Just is what it is. Stephen will never, unless he moves to somehow or another, a combination of it's what he wants and what has to happen. Unless he moves to a slot receiver, play safety full time, then absolutely we'll put him back there. But when he's our quarterback, it's just not a good idea.
Nope.
So we'll, and not that those things are on the board.
Right.
I don't want to say that they're always on the board, but there's no trajectory that tells us that's where it's going. Just to make sure everybody's aware. But I mean, we're set at quarterback right now. So we've got plenty of athletes back there that'll be able to choose from. But right now we've got a few that are kind of ahead of the curve on that. So
Exciting times, football.
it is.
Love it.
Coach Parker went out to community for a scrimmage.
Hey, one thing I liked about what Coach said, you hear how he emphasized his offensive lineman?
He's a lineman.
There you go. Your offense is good. Your line is pretty good.
Yeah, they got to be okay to make that happen.
That's right.
Sure.
It
That's
all
right.
starts right there. Huh?
That and your D line. That's
Especially
where your
with what we
defense
do
starts.
Especially
with
it's no
D-line.
secret what we do on offense. So
Speaking of that, Coach, before you get into community, and I'm sitting over here off camera, but just something came to mind. With the talent that you have now, how have you tweaked your offense compared to last year?
Well, the core of it's the same because offensive line wise, you'll see less in the scheme department early, just because we've got 3 brand new starters in there that are still learning the intricacies of the foundational stuff. As they improve, it'll expand. Stephen threw the ball really well last night. He hit multiple throws. He hit Jack over the middle on one. Jack adjusted to a ball that had to be thrown in a specific window. Stephen has, just as we saw last year from game 1 to game 12, I guess, the improvement, he's picked right back up, and he's improved, continue to get better. So we're passing game wise, as long as we can protect it correctly, we're going to be you'll see that you maybe even see that open up a little bit more early on than the running game does. But we're, overall, there's no big tweak to it because we kind of looked when JC and I sat down and kind of mapped out what do we want to look like, what's our identity going to be. What we did is we looked down through the at the time everything down through Harris, talked to David some, talked to Zeke some at Liberty. Okay, what's in the pipeline? What's going to be a good foundation for us moving forward that Harris can adopt and adapt to, that Liberty, at that time, what could they adopt and adapt to? And so we kind of blended everything together with all levels in mind. That way we'd be, and so that's where we're at right now. So no, you won't necessarily see a huge difference, but early on, but as things progress, it'll open up.
Okay, your first two opponents, and this is one more question, Kenny. I'll let you talk.
Sure, no, I'm fine.
But this just came to mind because it's something that I've been thinking about for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
All right. Completely different schedule this year. I mean, we don't have any cupcakes at all on our schedule. It's a dogfight every week, except our first two games. We're familiar with those teams. After that, we're going to be playing in some uncharted territory. How does that affect your offense?
So again, if you're not good at the foundational stuff, you won't be good at all. They've got to be able to up front. They've got to be able to run a combo block. They've got to be able to adjust that to no matter what the front looks like, no matter what the personnel looks like. They've got to be able to. So if we get away from combo blocks, which let's be honest is the basis of most offenses,
that's your offense.
It's our offense and it's the base of a lot of offenses. If we're not good at the foundational piece of doing that, then we won't be good at all.
No use putting anything else in.
We run two specific gap schemes. There's no secret to that. If anybody watches our film, we run two specific gap schemes. If we're not good at all the intricacies within those gap schemes as they're applied to a front, we won't be good. We run outside zone, and if we're not recognizing what the front looks like and the mechanics of that, then we're not going to be very good. So, since we have a new schedule, since we're inexperienced up front, the foundation is everything right now. It's a lot of reasons why defensively, we run stuff other than a true 3-4, but until we can run the 3-4, we really don't branch out of it much because our guys need to be trained on how to run that 3-4 and how to run two read and how to do all those things. So all of it boils down to be good at your identity, and then you can start to move out from there. So applying that to your question, looking down the schedule. Same thing with Tullahoma and Marshall County both. They are who they are, and they do what they do. Until the head coach changes, I doubt there'll be any change. Tullahoma is going to be in a 4-2 with 22s head up on guards, and that's what they do. Osteen at Marshall County on offense, he's going to be multiple in both packages and personnel. He's going to motion you. He's going to do all those things, and he's going to put his athletes in the best position to make plays. We know that going in. After that, though, the only team that we've played in the last we have played Summit. I don't know that they will be, but I feel like they'll be somewhat the same as what we 2 and 3 years ago. No, sorry, 3 and 4 years ago when we played them, and then Hendersonville. They're back on the schedule again, so it'll be kind of the same thing. And Coffee County, correct? So Coffee County is a brand new head coach though, so.
Right. Who knows?
The whole staff has changed over, so who knows what they'll look like.
At least you'll have a little time to eyeball them before you get to play.
Yeah, Coffee County's game 10. I think all those, I can't remember, Summit's in the middle somewhere, and then everybody else is deep except for Tullahoma and Marshall County. So it's exciting. It's nice to travel other places, see other people for once, but it's going to be a hard road. There's no doubt about it.
Want to take a break and then come back to Cascading Community? Or what? Or you want to go into it right now? I went and watched community scrimmage yesterday at Cornersville. I thought they got better. One thing that happened, they went their first two series, they went 10 plays apiece, but when community, you tell it wasn't me because they just got there and they went through their stretching and went straight into the scrimmage. They didn't get any individual with offense and defense. And I think it showed the first 10 series. They got the ball first, and I think that showed not doing anything. But they did drive the ball down inside the 30. with the 10 plays. I think they moved the chain pretty good. But then corners will come back and without going any defense, tackling or anything. Scored on about play 7, hit two long passes. But then after that, I thought community got better. Neither team scored in their second set of 10s. And then they had a little break and then went back to regular football down in distance, moved the chains. Community took the ball, went down inside the 30 again, turned it over on downs, helped Cornersville to 3 and out. So Cornersville punted after that. Community took it, went in and scored. And when they broke after that 2 series of each, they put in young kids. Cornersville scored twice against their young kids. And then after about 3 series with the young kids, they brought ones back. And Cornersville scored right at the end of the game to, score twice against the ones. But I thought they got better. One thing that they got to do is they got to get the old scheme out of them. They've got to get with the offense they're doing. Those guys are what I call running for their life. And and that's going to take some time. I think Coach Tidwell said they'd only been outside in the heat twice with pads. I think I think they competed well. They got some athletes, but they'll move some people around. But got to get that old scheme out of them, and that's going to be tough.
Well, now it's a much more physical scheme now versus what they were running.
It's more physical, and to be honest with you, it's not. I'm not saying anything about the old staff. Right. I'm not saying anything. They look like they're playing football now.
Right.
They look like they're playing. It's not organized chaos.
Now, the wing tee they're running, are they running it under center, or is it being run out of the shotgun like people are trying to do it now? Which way is he doing it?
It's under the center.
It's old school.
It's not wing tee. It's winning tee.
Winning tee. I understand that. But some of these teams I see running it, Lawrenceburg does it. Yeah. They run it out of the shotgun.
Yeah, a lot of people run it out of the shotgun.
You say old school wing tee or something like traditional wing. Let's be honest. Traditional wing tee goes back to
single wing,
fullback, offset back.
It goes single wing.
Yeah, that's offset tailback in the tradition. So this new wing tee prior to the gun tee. Is your like flex bone looking formation wing type stuff.
You're talking about second generation wing,
right? Second generation reiteration is what that is.
They're not running.
They're running Herschel Moore stuff.
They're not because that's what Herschel Moore is what we ran at Chevrolet when I was there with Coach
Not
Thaxton.
running that.
They're running some of that, but then they're doing where they have the double wings and they motion one and split some. So they're running some stuff a little different. But
it's got some vigor tendencies, is what Coach Tidwell was telling me.
Was under the center the whole time.
Okay, that's what I want to know.
No shotgun, no gun snaps. Now I don't know if it's in the and I when I was talking to him, Coach hit this. If you can't run your base, if you're going to play the wing tee, we went into our first scrimmages every year. All we had in was the trap. And we were able to run the trap the first 2 days of practice, and that's the only play we ran. And until we ran it and knew what we were doing, the sweep's not going to do any good.
Right.
And until you can run the trap, then you can run the sweep, because the trap's going to set up the sweep, and the sweep's going to set up the trap, and then they're going to set up.
And then comes waggle.
And then comes the waggle. and then comes the crisscross. If you can't run those 4 plays, you forget the wing tee. It's and that's what Coach is saying. He said if we can't combo block, until we can combo block, this outside zone, this inside zone is no good, because that's all part of it.
You got to start with the milk before you get to the meat.
Exactly. Yeah. And they did that yesterday. I thought they showed some improvement. Now,
what they show you on defense?
Will they shuttle some people around? Yes, they will. Defensively, I'd say this: the kids aren't scared to hit.
Good.
But they still don't know angles a whole lot.
Right.
Secondary wise, they were in position at times, not knowing how to finish.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to do with coaching. Got to do with, for the most part, I thought their effort was there. I thought their enthusiasm was there. But it's just going to take some coaching to get some old habits out. I mean, even when I left Cascade and Jake took over, Jake had a hard time because Jake had to get rid of the way I did things, because this is the way I did things is not the way he's doing things. So that part of it, Coach Sullivan had to do the same thing when he took over. Even though he was there with the coach before, he still had to get a lot of that mindset out. And when that happens, and they're extremely young, they are extremely young, and that shows. Coach Tidwell was smart yesterday. He wouldn't let them take their helmets off because I think he didn't want them to see how young they were.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is he's going to be on with us next Saturday, right? Like Coach Tidwell.
Hey, because I say this laughing. They took a break, and he goes, "Guys, you can take your helmets off now." And some of them still. He said, "No, take your helmets off now and get some air." They were still wouldn't want to take their helmet off.
May have to paint a little chin hair or something on there and try to look a little older. Yeah.
But I thought the good and the deal is just like Coach when they scrimmage at home this week against Wayne County, will you see improvement from what happened there to what happened? You got to see improvement. They're gonna make some position changes like all coaches do, but I thought they got together well, and they're getting coached. They're getting coached, and they got to be able to take getting coached hard. I'm not going to say they're being coached like Bill Lewis coached, but because that was hard.
That was hard. It was very hard.
But they're getting coached, and you're beginning to see some progress. Now it's like I say, it's going to take some time, but I thought it had to be now I'm not the head coach anymore, and I'm not their coach. So when I can look at it and tell Coach Susser, man, I thought y'all looked good. I thought you looked good. And he goes, no, man, as head coach.
Well, what we know about Cascade, Kenny? You know anything about them?
I watched them practice one day. They're improving. They are better than they were last year. They went to Lincoln County yesterday and scrimmaged Lincoln County.
Well, that's a tough scrimmage.
Yeah, they scrimmaged them at Cascade last year, and that was a tough one. Work to do in offensive and defensive lines. I think skill wise, they're a whole lot better. Quarterback, they're better. Defensively, what I saw it against Cascade, and then, hey, when you're a small school like that, and your offensive line, when you're going against your defense, when you're running team offense, your offensive line can just maul them but when you get against somebody else who's good, that's when that's what these scrimmages are for. And until the offensive line and the defensive line get better at Cascade and Coach Parker, then it's going to be tough, because this is where it all starts. Sorry. That's where it starts.
Let's thank our sponsors. First Bank right here in Shelbyville for all your banking needs. Great people, great sponsor of the program, but treat you right. And I want to also thank our other sponsor, which is
Kincaid
Service
Company.
Mattresses, and lots of them, guys.
Yep.
Mark Kincaid will hook you up.
I agree.
Electronics, all sorts of stuff. Let's hear a break from our sponsors. We'll be back, and we're going to talk just a little bit about college football.
Kincaid Service Company is a locally owned family business that has proudly served the Middle Tennessee area since 1934. We have a wide selection of furniture, appliances, electronics, and mattresses for every budget and design taste. We carry the brands that you know and trust, so you're sure to find exactly what you're looking for. Need financing? We have you covered. With our service department, you can rest assured that we will take care of you after the purchase. Visit our Shelbyville store at 400 Madison Street today.
Welcome back in, everybody, to Bedford County Sports Live. Jason Boyette, Kenny Parker, Bill Anderson, and the infamous Judd Dryden. Coach, we forgot to mention something a minute ago. There was a scare we might not have junior high football at Liberty. Yeah. And there was some folks, and me included, were upset about that one. But I think, what happened?
Well, they, I guess the conversation started late last week, and so numbers were really low. I think I don't remember exactly. I want to say it was give or take 13. And so Coach Fuller, the new head coach that replaced Coach Tom Selly, he's doing everything. He's working the problem best he could, and went out. Coach Parker went out to evaluate. And
Coach Parker being my brother.
Absolutely.
The county athletic director.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
County athletic director.
The better looking of the two Parker boys.
I'll
Watch
leave
out
that
now.
for y'all to figure out. So yeah. But anyway, he went out and spoke to the staff and all that, and the principal, Miss Beckman, she had also kind of been in the loop or was part of that process. I was in the loop, and so anyway, it came up that they were confident they'd have an increased number once school started to roll back in session and kids, the ability to be at practice and do those things was there. So anyway, fast forward to Thursday night. They play Cascade Middle, who had by far more Jimmys and Joes, to use the cliche. But I'll tell you, here's what I saw. That first of all, there were I think 15 dressed with 3 on the sideline.
Because of the heat, they had to do that inclination.
Yeah,
period.
right. They could not, even though the new ones that came out just hadn't had enough practices in the room to be able to play. So that's they got out there. Well, they looked. Here's my evaluation. They looked organized. They did not look like they did not know what to do or how to do it. As far as where to line up and who's things like that. Now, you're talking 8th graders down to 6th graders, from almost 6 foot down to maybe 5'4". I mean, so you're looking at that out there, just a small football team. But I'll tell you this, Cascade, they scored opening kick, came back and got the ball again. Cascade gets down inside the 5. It takes them 3-4 downs to score inside the 5. And so that showed there's some grit there. There's some toughness. And part of it is the kids themselves. Part of it is the expectation of coaching. And so the fact that is happening is another positive for them. And then from there, it's just going to be, you got to adapt to the personnel. Like, the question was, well, coach, do they run your stuff? Absolutely not. Because Harris has 60 guys. We have 85. They've got 18. Right. So they have to adapt to what they can do.
And they don't have the athletic ability like your guys
right.
do to run your stuff.
And not the development to run it.
Right.
So that's where they're at. But I thought coming out of that thing, I was encouraged. And so let the season go. Let those kids have their season. Don't force them, into something else. So I think administration on Madison Street made a great decision. Ms. Beckman made a great decision in letting this season ride. And if something happens to where there's not enough, they're down to 3 offensive linemen, then maybe you forfeit that week until you get 2 of those 4, 2 of those 3 back or whatever it is. And you just let it ride. Yeah. You do what you can, play in. I've spoken a lot on how to I've been part of those programs, especially coaching 1A football. You can't get away from that. We I remember Lake County went to the quarterfinals with 19 guys on the roster. Showed up in the quarterfinal game with 17 in a quarterfinal game. That's, you can do it. It's possible. But you have to adjust practice. You go half line type stuff. I mean, now we're getting back to talk about old school ball, right? You adjust practice. You go half line type stuff. And the way you get your younger guys work is you're working your offense and your center guard, tackle, tight end over here. You put your backside guard and tackle over across from and play defense, so you get a good look over there while these young guys are getting developmental work, and then it just starts working from there. You have to script it. You got to take the time to plan for it. You got to so it becomes second nature over time. I still find myself 25 years later using those same principles in practice that I learned having to coach one.
I was going to say you have to, because if your backside guard and tackle is better than what you got, then you're going to put them over there on the other side, even though you're putting somebody else and it looks like you're running 11 on 11. You're still looking half line because to the naked eye out there, you think you're running 11 on 11, but technically you're running half line.
Right. And sometimes you run pure half line.
Sure.
Sometimes it is center only and you forget about the backside. I mean, that's just how it works. Right. And so, and like I said, I still find myself 25, 26, 27 years later doing the same thing. So that's what Coach Fuller is figuring out. You know, he's short-staffed. He's got one assistant coach.
That's what I was going to say. I think my plan to he didn't have a whole lot of help.
Plan there is to talk to some of our guys that were former Liberty guys. Like last year, or last several years, Mason Shavers was going out there. Caleb Smith, they'd leave our practice, go out there to help. Well, we're with the new staff. Our guys don't know the new head coach, so we've got to get them connected. And I'm hoping that some of our guys, and maybe some of the guys that have graduated from us that are still local, would want to go out and help too when they can. It's not like, I mean, they're all working jobs, going to school, so it makes sense that they can't be out there all the time. But I think over time that it's going to be fine. I think we're hitting that brand new kind of perfect storm, as Mr. Harwell called it, in a moment, and it'll fix itself over time. You just got to support them and be there for them.
And I've noticed what little I've got to watch Cascade and Community. I hadn't got to watch Community yet, but I've talked to some of their coaches because I know them. They're doing their middle schools the same, sort of like it. Their middle schools are practicing with their high schools, so they can get some other coachings, and then they branch off a little bit. But they're having to do that because you got to be coached. I'm going to ask you this question because I hear it all the time. Is this group doing what you're doing? And when I coached, I wasn't a big proponent of saying, hey, I want my middle school doing exactly what my high school does. I want my middle school to be fundamentally sound.
Yes, and so that's where we're at. Block and tackling are the single most important things.
I agree.
At the end of the day, the scheme itself does not matter.
Right.
It's can they block and tackle, and then can you fit our terminology into what you're doing with the same thing? So those things that match, are they being called what we call everything from formations? It just not that it's absolutely necessary. It just simplifies the transition.
It helps them a little bit.
But at Harris, it is quite similar.
Yeah, it is.
Very similar.
Very similar to Harris, but because they have the personnel to be able to do it, they have the numbers.
And the skill-wise kind of guys.
And so there's a lot of what they do.
Got some really good coaches down there, too.
I agree.
And
really good coaches.
And so they've worked hand in hand with us on both sides of the ball. We've had multiple meetings. And David does a great job with his guys, making sure that, and he's on our sideline on Friday nights. And, Liberty's coach will be on our sideline on Friday night. So that will happen over time. The flavor of it will start to look a little more and more like Royal and Vegas. And so which is fine. And, but at the end of the day, be successful where you're at. Just make sure that they're being taught how to block, tackle, and play with some toughness. I think that at the end of the day, I think that is the important thing.
That's the
rest of it's the icing.
So let's touch on a little college football. We're going to need a congratulations to a Bedford County boy, Joel White, who used to be at Webb, now at Oakland. He signed with the University of Tennessee, 4-star recruit. He went to he is committed to Tennessee.
Made the right choice.
Well, it was down to Tennessee Vanderbilt, but then I think some other schools, due to the situation, got involved here late.
Oklahoma came. I don't know.
Mississippi State, Oklahoma
came in late and kind of created some waves, but at the end of the day, he made the right decision.
Now the question is, I think he's probably an edge rusher. I think he wants to try to play safety or receiver. But in this,
it's whatever.
It's whatever.
Those guys get paid a whole lot of money.
That's a lot of money in that.
So
those guys get paid a whole lot of money to play up there.
Bedford County kid that is a borderline 5-star, 4-star. Congratulations to him and his family.
Where is he? Is he originally from Bedford County? Where's he?
He's a Shelbyville kid.
Okay, good. All right.
So congratulations on going to the University of Tennessee. That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, both his older brothers went Central.
Okay.
The other news this week: Tennessee got a 5-star, Salias Moa, number 2 athlete in America out of Ogden, Utah. That one came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
He is the kind of like the kid from Colorado. He's a corner safety / receiver, and he's a star at both positions. This guy can play.
Pure athlete.
And I'm shocked he went to Tennessee, to be honest.
That's a long way from Utah to Knoxville.
Well, the rumor was he had a big ties to the Utah program. That's where he was going.
A lot of that's happening.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But that was a great get for Tennessee.
Right.
And then the rumor is, we're going to see because there's 2 more 5-stars left out there. Tristan Keys, LSU. The rumor is he may flip to Tennessee. That's going to come down to money.
We did lose a tight end yesterday.
We did. The Snead kid.
Snead kid did.
Went to North Carolina and Coach Belichick. But, it is what it is.
It ain't over with until they put pencil to paper.
It's not. But there again, those kids are making decisions on how fast I'm going to get to play.
Mm-hmm.
Tight end position at UT right now is
Pretty
somewhat
deep.
locked up.
Right.
And so it's, it turns into how soon can I play and how soon can I bump my NIL.
I think Tennessee's.
And if
my contract, not NIL.
If you don't help me, if I don't get it this year, I'm going somewhere else next year. So
I think Tennessee's fixing to flip a tight end that was going to Kentucky over to Tennessee.
I think there's a reason why.
I think there was a reason there too. But the big recruit that's left is a kid's named Savion Hyder, 5-star running back, North Carolina. He's the best running back in America. Gets down to Tennessee
and
Michigan. Oh yeah, I watched all of it. This kid gets on campus and he plays.
Yeah.
This is a difference maker.
Yeah.
This is the best
running back we've had in a long.
We've had in a long time at Tennessee.
Won't be talking about quarterbacks anymore.
Right. No, well, you got a 5-star quarterback coming in.
I know we do. We won't have to talk about that.
We won't have to.
Yeah.
But the quarterback race, David Thomas printed all this stuff was interesting. Aguilar apparently had a really good start, 16-17 over Merklinger and McIntyre, who I just think is too young. My body needs to develop.
Got a lot of talent. He's got to grow up.
Be interested to see who the quarterback is going to be. Right now, I'd say Aguilar probably has the edge as of right now.
It does sound like the players really like Merck, though.
Yeah.
So, I think
he's been
a
there
true
longer.
battle. They have a true battle.
Aguilar, is that the App State guy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think he'll be the one.
I think he will too.
Experience will win out, I think.
I heard Tony Basilio talking about the difference was Coach Hypo was making you work on the move throwing the football and how accurate Aguilar was and how the other two just couldn't.
He'll be the one.
Aguilar's a little more mobile, can run a little bit better, and he gets it out quicker.
Probably
but he's more developed,
and
he's bigger, and he's stronger.
Yeah.
The guy's a
Play
senior.
more
He's been
games.
playing a lot of Division I football. So anyway, that's kind of the Tennessee news, and of course they open up in Atlanta.
One thing I want to back up. Did y'all see a comment from Nico yesterday? He comes out and he said his decision to leave Tennessee was not about money; it was about playing with the best talent.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm over Nico.
It was about his daddy. He didn't want to talk about his daddy.
I'm over Nico.
We don't worry about Nico no more.
I'm done with that.
That scalded my rear end just a bit.
That goes back to one of my old sayings when I was coaching at Cascade: losers make excuses and winners find a way. So he's making an excuse why he's
I guess we ought to mention the Boo Carter deal. It looks like he's going to have to work his way back on the football team.
Yeah.
So he's got the next 2 or 3 weeks to meet whatever standard he's supposed to meet. And we'll see if he meets them or doesn't meet
He'll
them.
be there.
He'll meet it.
Probably.
Yeah, he's gonna meet it.
Tennessee opens with Syracuse in Atlanta on the 30th of August. Did y'all realize an opening game in college football is Texas Ohio State? I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Overseas. No, Notre Dame's playing somebody overseas.
Now, Notre Dame is, but Texas and Ohio State are playing
at the same time. Tennessee.
Same time.
Yeah, they're
What a game! I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
LSU and
At Ohio
Clemson.
State.
He's right. There is actually
there is a double knowledge.
And I think it's Stanford, Ohio, Notre Dame in overseas somewhere. I think it's Stanford, Notre Dame.
They did play overseas last year. That's true.
LSU Clemson.
Played in Ireland or something. Yeah.
Did y'all know this is the last weekend in 2025 without football on TV? Because it's starting next week for the rest of 2025.
All the way to February.
Well, we had football Thursday night.
We did.
But this will be the last weekend. I don't call it. I don't know about that.
Lions
Was that
played.
football?
Yeah.
What was it?
For about a quarter.
Preseason's better than no season.
It is.
Lions, Chargers.
Oh, I agree with that.
Preseason's
Did
better
you
than
see
no
what
season.
Dan Campbell? You guys love that guy.
I love Dan Campbell.
You know what he said? He said, if y'all play like that again, I'm cutting every one of you. We'll bring them off. Bring them from somewhere
Hey, that's
else.
exactly what the coach at the Bears did. He sent all of his starters repeatedly off the field.
Yeah, he said, I'll cut every one of you.
Apparently, the Bears are struggling, and that coach is not happy.
Yeah, that coach what is he doing? He's doing what they got
He's
to do.
doing what Dan Campbell did. That's where he come from.
You got to get rid of all that. You got to get rid of all that mentality.
Dave Overcast told me to shut up. He said, no more Nico talk.
That's right.
There you go.
That's exactly right.
I appreciate you.
So let's
brother.
take another break. Let's hear from our sponsors, First Bank and
Kincaid.
Service.
Company.
right here in Shelbyville. We'll be right back. We'll talk a little pro football and get out of here.
Kincaid Service Company is a locally owned family business that has proudly served the Middle Tennessee area since 1934. We have a wide selection of furniture, appliances, electronics, and mattresses for every budget and design taste. We carry the brands that you know and trust, so you're sure to find exactly what you're looking for. Need financing? We have you covered. With our service department, you can rest assured that we will take care of you after the purchase. Visit our Shelbyville store at 400 Madison Street today.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. We're going to talk a little pro football. And again, Coach Parker.
Like it. Looks good on you.
Thank you for that hat.
That looks
Old
like
school.
A for Anderson.
Now, if I can get that shirt like Coach Dryden was wearing, I'll be sitting on my
No, if you get a shirt like Coach Dryden in that hat, we'll think you're a Charger.
You
think you're San Diego.
It does kind of have a Charger.
Yeah, it does have a sort of Charger blue.
All right, guys, let's talk a little pro football.
I'm ready.
I'm
All
always
right,
ready.
ready?
Yeah.
All right, I got Cam Ward struggling a little bit in practice. He's a rookie, he's throwing some interceptions, but the one thing they say about him, when he throws one, he fixes the mistake immediately.
And he's the first one to practice every day and the last one.
And the last one to leave.
Yeah.
And you can't beat that.
Right.
What is bad about throwing interceptions in practice?
Nothing.
They don't hurt you in practice.
If
They
you
don't hurt you in
don't throw
practice.
an interception in practice, you're not
I know.
trying to fit a ball where I don't know why these reporters write all this stuff because they want to sell their stuff, but nothing wrong with throwing an interception in practice.
And the defense in practice knows what you're doing.
That's exactly right. They know your play.
If you improve on it.
All right, thumbs up. Chiga Conqua, the tight end, looks a whole lot better. Apparently, he has added muscle, speed, catching the ball, and playing well. They say Tajay Spears may be the most explosive player there. He's really gotten better. Now, can he not get the concussions and stay hurt? Here's the guy that watch out for. When we drafted him, Coach Parker mentioned him, and it's the Winston kid out of Penn State, the safety. He's a player, and he's making plays for him. And from what all indications are, he looks like a first rounder. I don't know how they're going to keep him out the starting line that long.
Yeah.
What I know about the Titans this year is Bill's going to have to find two more people that he don't like because the Titans have got rid of the quarterback and the receiver. He's gone.
So I didn't like him. In fact, I would have probably kept Burks to get the compensatory pick.
He wasn't going to get one from him.
What were they
Yeah,
thinking?
they were his first round pick.
What were they thinking on Burks?
Well,
When they first got him, I mean,
I know about that.
No. Why would you
that
cut
is the worst
somebody
of the
that you
worst.
can put him on IR? And because he was a first rounder, the NFL will
You're
give
going to
you
get a third?
a third, no
Third?
worse than a fourth, but
Yeah.
probably a third round compensatory pick.
Won't you
So
put
you
him on
IR
injury
the
reserve?
guy.
Yeah.
And you've got a compensatory coming. You don't cut him.
How many people can you put on injured reserve?
It's not really limited that way.
I don't know.
It's the return list. The PUP is the but injured reserves.
He
Injured
can
reserve.
just sit there all year and then we get a pick.
Yes, we would have gotten a pick,
You know
and I
what?
don't understand why they cut him.
They might not have wanted him around the program. He
Yeah,
might
he
have
might
been
have.
a cancer in the locker room.
Well, this is why teams like Baltimore, San Francisco, if you go and look at the draft every year, they have 3, 4, Pittsburgh, 5 compensatory picks. How come we always got 0?
The A.J. Brown trade may go down as one of the worst we've ever had.
It is. Because
No doubt.
you got
No
you got the
doubt.
lineman who's no longer on the team.
Yeah, it didn't
The
work out
left
well.
Well, it's still haunting us
Yeah.
right now. It's haunting.
It's haunting you.
Yeah, it's and then you make another bonehead move on top of it, like this.
Yeah.
Right.
Wish I had
Lose a
AJ.
pick.
I wish I had him back.
And then you go back to COVID year.
I don't
and
know. I don't know him
the
reading.
lineman
Oh, and
they
the
got out
Panda.
and drove for so
Terrible.
Hey,
never
they
played down.
haven't been doing a very good job.
Cody Barton, the middle linebacker, looks good, but probably the surprise of camp has been James Williams, a former 7th round safety. They've moved to linebacker, and they say he is balling.
Okay, Dave Overcast comes in and says he's actually cleared waivers and officially back on the roster at IR.
But it,
Talking about
Burks. Burks is still with the Titans.
I
They
believe-
said he cleared
I
waivers.
believe once he's
back
cleared
on the
waivers,
roster.
you don't get a
I
compensatory
know.
for that. It's
I
over.
know. That's what
So
I
you really wasted things
Yeah.
now. You're not getting a compensatory at all.
Now he's riding on your IR list.
Right. Well, he's got to go somewhere,
Yeah.
I guess. Jeffrey Simmons has lost a lot of weight, looks great. J.C. Latham from Alabama, they say he's totally revamped his body.
Yeah.
And probably, I think,
He's from where?
Alabama.
Thank you, brother.
And what's scary here is I'm worried. I'm really
I am
concerned.
too. I am too.
And I think the Titans now realize that Latham lost the weight. They probably should have left him at left tackle. This left tackle we brought in has been horrible. Morgan, he wasn't very good at
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. He's struggling. And honestly, and I think this guy will get it together. The guard we brought in from Detroit has not looked good.
Yeah.
But it's early. He's 36. Maybe he's just starting slow. But I think left tackle's still a problem for the Titans, and you paid this guy an awful lot of money.
Yeah.
Center issues, because your center's got a torn Achilles. We got center issues. And I don't know how good he was before he tore his Achilles.
Right.
So you still have offensive line problems. Here's my big
They
worry.
ain't as bad as they were last year.
They're not. It'll be better. What's the kid, Duncan kid, they say has made a turnaround at tackle, and he's playing great now, the kid from Maryland that was like a 6th-round pick. The Jerry Sneed, guys, is he going to play?
No. He's done.
I mean, you gave up a 3rd-round pick. You paid the man $76 million. He's played 5 games, and he won't practice.
And that's the problem I have with going out into this free agency stuff and getting these people.
Yep.
You build your teams in the draft.
You do.
And Packers have done a good job with it, but the Titans have not done a good job.
Historically, think of the free agents we have whiffed on. Just whiffed.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it goes way back to the Clowney and
Goes back further than that.
Yeah, all that.
All
yeah.
that. All those receivers over the years we brought in that never did anything.
Julio Jones.
Oh, Julio Jones in particular. There's your one.
Yeah.
But the question is, who is going to be the real backup here if something happened to Cam Ward? Surely to goodness.
Here's my question. With him struggling like he is in real action, is he going to be ready first of the year to even go in and start? If not, who's he going to be?
No, he will. They're going to ride him.
They're going
to ride him. Now, who is going to be the backup? To be determined.
I'll tell you who helped themselves the other night in the Thursday night game. Trey Lance may end up getting a second chance somewhere.
Trey Lance looked good.
Yeah, he looked good the other night.
I'll tell you, you don't want to say it, but Cleveland ain't going to keep all them quarterbacks. So there may be one of them.
Oh,
I know it, but
don't. But let it be, please. Not
let me say this:
Are
the Giants going to keep all those quarterbacks?
There you go. So that's what I'm saying. That backup is to be determined in the title.
Say what you want about Jameis Winston. Yeah. He throws touchdowns and he's fun to watch.
Yeah. He's a good guy, they say.
And he sells tickets and he's good.
New Orleans, I bet they wish they had him back right now.
Yeah. He's a good locker room guy.
Yeah. You're right. Great guy in the locker room. Thought he'd love to come to Nashville. They're going to have somebody. But the good news on Ward, I hear, is they're throwing the kitchen sink at him because of his demeanor. Right. A lot of these quarterbacks come in, you're a prima donna. If you make a mistake, you don't want to.
He seems like a hard worker.
Everything at him because it doesn't bother him. He throws a pick, he's right back out there throwing again. It does not bother him.
He's the first one there in the morning and the last one to leave at night. Yep. He's like they're having to tell him to leave.
Yeah,
turn
the lights out when you leave.
Yes, please get on out. Go get some rest.
Right.
He's back at it at 5 o'clock.
He seemed like a humble guy too. He's had to work.
Well, you've seen that through his track record.
Yeah.
And David brought this stuff to him. This James Prochet guy that I laughed at when we signed him. But great return guy. And he's had a strong camp from all indications. He's played really well. And, I go back again, though. The left tackle thing really needs to work when you pay a man $84 million over 4 years, and it don't look good.
Green Bay done the same thing when they paid the guard all this money, and I don't know if he's going to be. But I think a lot of times – people get their liver in a quiver when they go out there and they
get their liver in a quiver. They get their liver in a quiver.
When they go out there,
they
start signing all these people early, thinking they're doing this, and what I call wasting cap space money.
Yeah,
wasting cap space.
Your Packers, and I meant to write this down. Y'all got so many wide receivers, you can't keep them all.
They're not going to be able to keep them all.
So they're going to either have to cut or be willing to trade. Because, the Packers are deep in wide receiver.
They're deep in wide receiver. And I'll tell you another place they're deep in this year is O-linemen.
Right.
They're deep in O-linemen this year. I mean, they've probably got 9 O-linemen that can start somewhere. Seriously. And you know what that means? Competition. Competition's good. Competition's good.
We could use some linemen here in Nashville.
But there's a left tackle. I'm saying this. That may come on the market.
We need him.
He's wearing green and gold.
Don't you have a trivia question for us?
I hate it.
I don't know if we got time to do it.
Yeah, we got plenty of time. Do it.
We got
this is a good one.
Hey, while you're looking at it, as a Tennessee Vol fan, I'm officially worried about Hendon Hooker, though. He just I'm scared he's not going to make it.
He's not going to get a chance.
He just didn't.
He didn't look good.
Get a chance.
Let me tell you, you look over the course of history, how many people were outstanding quarterbacks in college when they got to the pro game.
Total different game.
It's completely different.
I think Apple just had it schemed
While we're
up.
talking, your trivia question for the week. There's been 3 quarterbacks in NFL history that were left-handers that went to a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. There's 2 of them won the Super Bowl, 1 didn't, but 3. Name those 3 quarterbacks, left-handers.
Ken Stabler.
Yep.
And won the Super Bowl.
He won.
I'm going through my mind right now.
Brigham Young quarterback.
Oh yeah, Steve Young.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's one more that went, but didn't win it left-handed.
Played at Maryland.
David, quit giving hints.
You talking about
I got
commentator?
We'll be here all day.
Commentator.
Yeah.
Played for the Bengals.
Yeah.
Oh.
Boomer.
Boomer
Esiason.
Esiason.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good trivia quiz.
Yeah, it
Thanks,
was.
David Overcast, for that one.
Yeah. All
That
right.
was a pretty
we
good
got
one.
our top 5 punters.
Yep.
Bill, start us off.
I'm going to go number one. And it's
We'll start with
we
five.
starting with
five.
Start with number
Okay.
5.
I'm going to go. I just went on punters that I'd actually watched. I'm going Dustin Colquitt.
Okay.
Nice. Number 5.
He punted. I like the guy that I don't know I can't remember his name. Punted at Miami.
Reggie Roby.
Roby. Yeah.
Yep, I liked him too.
Jeff Fiegels, one of
Yeah.
3 players in NFL history to ever play a game in 4 different decades. Think about that.
That's a long time. I got Shane Leckler,
Okay.
number 4.
That's who I had, Shane Leckler.
Number 4.
I like the local guy, Jim Arnold.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Jim
Yeah.
Arnold
Kicked
played
it
in-
Vandy.
Kicked it Vandy. His uncle
Lived right here in
Arnold.
Shelbyville.
Louis
Chevrolet
Arnold.
connection.
Yeah.
I'll go Johnny Hecker at number 4.
Okay. I got
You
Sean
know who
Landetta.
that is, don't you? He's the current Titans' current punter.
Sean Landetta.
Sean Landetta. I had Reggie
Well,
Roby.
he was a Giants. Sean Landetta was a
I
Giants.
had Reggie
for
Roby.
years.
Kenny had 5.
Number 3. I'll go.
I have Reggie Roby. at
I
number
do
3.
too. I've got
That's
Reggie
right.
Roby.
I'm trying to think. I'm lost right now. I know who my 1 is, and I know it's everybody else's 1.
Yeah, number.
Yeah.
All right, who's number 2 for you?
Pat McAfee.
Oh, he ain't no punter. He's a
Yeah,
linebacker.
He was a
That punter.
great punter, and I love him on television.
Yeah.
He is crazy.
He got
I got Shane Leckler at number 2.
okay. I had Jim Arnold. Okay,
Okay.
and you got a number 2.
I'm lost
Everybody's
right
got
now.
the same number
All
one.
right, number
Guarantee
1 is
you.
who?
Ray
Guy.
Guy.
Ray Guy. All right, that was fun.
Only punter in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, I think, is Ray Guy. The only
think it-
true punter.
And we were talking earlier. Y'all were talking about the kids that's coming from to Chevrolet, the Condit kid that hadn't played football. And, you know, there's only been one player. Probably a good trivia question. One player in NFL history to make it to the Pro Football Hall of Fame that didn't play football in high school or college.
That is a good one.
I know who that is.
Well, tell us.
Just happened this week.
Antonio Gates.
Antonio Gates
Really?
is
Well,
the
he
first
was a
and
basketball
only,
player.
the first and only player. Now, where did he go to college at? Where did he play basketball in college at?
I don't
Kent
remember
State.
where.
Kent State.
Was
You
it
know why
Kent
he's
State?
You know, Tony Gonzalez also played
Yeah.
basketball too. He played.
Yeah, that was the trend there for a while.
He said
was
you just had to
basketball
box
players
him
that
out. He
got
said he
in.
had to box those.
Yeah, he said he had to
corners
box them
yeah.
out in college, and he knew he could box them out.
Yeah.
And he said, "I knew I could do it in football because in college
Yeah.
they were so much bigger than
What's
they
the
were."
Graham? The Graham
Yeah,
kid
Jimmy
too.
Graham,
Jimmy
yeah.
Graham. He was a basketball player too. Well, guys, I guess it's time for us to get out of here.
I reckon so. I will tell people, though, that we're going to have a college pick 'em. If anybody is on Yahoo, you go to join group, college
Yahoo,
pick 'em,
it's still
college
on?
pick 'em.
I thought it was gone.
Group
Hey,
ID.
let's do a Survivor.
Hey,
pick.
let's-
I've got the
Fun.
Survivor thing
Yeah,
too.
let's do
But
it.
I've got
Let's,
you can pick the games against all of us if you want to online. The group ID is 933. Password Go Titans. We've got a pro football one. The group ID is 1702. And Go Titans is the password. And NFL Survivor, which is fun.
That's fun. I love
This is
Survivor.
where you can only pick one team. You pick one team that has to win every week. The
You can
minute
only
they
pick them
lose, you're
once,
out.
but you can only have them one time.
But you can only have them one time. That
Oh,
was fun.
gosh.
So you can't take the Eagles every week. You only get
Well,
them one time.
NFL
Man,
Survivor
we kinda-
group ID is 1098.
I'm gonna
and
start
Go
out
Titans.
trying to. Well,
All right, here's what I well
It'll be
I'll
tough.
end it.
Yeah.
picking that one win team.
Denver.
Which week it's going to be?
I'm taking Denver.
Yeah.
This week, Cascade is going to DCA with a scrimmage with DCA and Middle Tennessee Christian. Community is hosting Wayne County, and Coach
Chible's going to
Driver
Page.
said they're going to Page,
Right.
and there was one other one I wanted to say, and I forgot about it.
Coach Tidwell will be on here next Saturday with us.
That's it.
Coach
That's
Tidwell
it.
will be right here with us
Community-
next
and
Saturday.
Coach Tidwell, if you're listening, we need a new helmet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That
we
helmet,
really
we
do.
need-
Got
we need a new
Unionville
helmet,
on
and I'm
Yeah.
about to
Bring in
I'm
helmet.
about to send you a text to tell us let's swap helmets.
And
Yeah.
I think Kenny has a shirt. I expect to see that community shirt on you next week. Didn't they give you a shirt?
They did, and it's not
Hat?
purple. It's gold.
Well, then still wear it.
Wear it.
I will
I'll
wear it.
I've got
I
a community
will
shirt.
wear
I'm
it.
going to wear
Wear
mine.
that thing.
You're going to wear your community shirt.
I'm
next
going to wear
week?
my
All
community
right.
shirt, and I'm going to
I
wear
don't
my
think I
community
have it.
visor.
I'll be in my.
I don't have community
I don't
either.
have it.
You, I have. We got left
Do you
out.
not have anything?
No.
Coach,
I imagine Coach Tidwell's going to be
Coach
bringing some
Tidwell,
stuff.
what's the size?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Let's get out here. And again, thanks
Hey,
to our
enjoy
sponsors,
you guys.
First Bank and
Kincaid.
Service.
Company.
where Service is their middle name, and they got mattresses.
Mattress.
Got lots
And
of them.
mattresses.
Guys, thanks for watching.
They're
We'll be
wanting to
back.
get rid of them.
See you next week.